agree.
All right, I just want to make sure I have my right. All right, I'd like to call today's meeting to order, and if we could please stand for the pledge. Jody, you want to lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I'll turn it over to Jim.
Hi, today we have with us the Reverend Enrique LeBron from the United Methodist Church right here in Riverhead to do our invocation. Reverend LeBron.
Hello, this is Pastor LeBron from the United Methodist Church, a church that prays for the community and for our officials too. So I'm glad to be here today with you. Let's pray. Dear wise and loving God, first, we give you thanks. We give you thanks for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of serving you and serving the town of Riverhead. Thank you for this opportunity. I pray for our supervisor, to the various levels of city officials, the community leaders, and for the assembly of this community right here. I'm asking you to gracefully grant them wisdom to govern among the conflicted interests and issues of our time, a sense of our welfare and true needs of the community, a strong thirst for justice and righteousness, confidence in what is good and fitting, the ability to work together in harmony even when there are in honest disagreement, personal peace in their life and the joy of their task. I pray for the agenda set before today. Please give them the assurance that will please you and what will benefit those who live and work in and around our beloved town of Riverhead. In the name of my Lord and my Savior, Jesus, I pray. Amen.
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 Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Reverend
Pastor.
LeBron.
And Diane, I'll turn it over to you.
Is anybody going to do the minutes, approval of the minutes?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep. For the second, can I have approval of the minutes for the January 17th, 2018 meeting?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes. So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Kent?
Yes.
Hubbard?
Yes.
Giglio?
Yes.
Wooten?
Yes.
Jen Smith?
Yes.
The minutes are approved. And then I'll just go right into correspondence and reports. Under correspondence, there was a letter from Larry Sims expressing his opinions and concerns as to the qualified and eligible hearing of Illuminati/Calverton Aviation and Technology LLC. A letter from Dean Chernian expressing opinions and concerns also of the Q&A hearing of Illuminati, and he also indicated the recent ZBA and Planning Board reappointments.
What's the date of that letter? Do you mind?
I don't have it on there.
Is that the same letter that he submitted right after we
Yes.
voted for these resolutions?
It might
Yes.
probably
So he
be
just
that.
keeps resubmitting the same letter
No, we
after?
probably just got on here because.
It's been on a few times,
Has
but
it?
okay.
I'll check,
Yep,
I'll check.
thank you.
A letter from Judge Alan Smith requesting separate telephones and phone numbers for the Riverhead Justice Court facility. Under reports, tax receiver, I won't read them all, but the most recent tax collection to date as of January 31st is $88,080,862.08. Town clerk January monthly report, $6,948.25. Building department January monthly report, $50,968.61.
Pretty big.
And that is
Just
it.
'cause we're only
Yeah,
through
moving-
February.
Moving on.
All right. We have two public hearings today, so I will open the first public hearing, which is to start at 2:05, 2 minutes off. The first public hearing is regarding the proposed lease agreement between the Riverhead Water District with SMSA Limited Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless. And I would ask our town attorney, Bob Kozakevich, to introduce this application.
Yes, under the town law, when we're leasing any property, we are required to hold a public hearing. Back in 1992, the town of Riverhead, as governing body for the Riverhead Water District, entered into a lease agreement with Verizon, which is the SMSA, to lease space on one of our water sites. The lease came to an end, and the parties then engaged in discussions about re-entering into a new agreement. This involves the Plant 9, which is off of Great Rock Drive and Gerald Street in Wading River. The proposal that's before this body today is to enter into a new lease. The lease is a 10-year lease with automatic 5-year renewal with a second 5-year renewal. The agreed upon rent is $80,000 per annum with annual increases of 3%. This compares to the end of the prior lease, which the rent at that time was $48,925.44. In addition, there's a one-time payment of $10,000 to reimburse the town for legal expenses and other expenses associated with negotiation of the lease. There's some other additions to this lease which deal with the protocol when Verizon wants to enter onto the property to do any improvements or work on it, as far as an established process by which they are to notify the Riverhead Water District. If there are specific questions with respect to the lease, Eric Dalutri, hopefully I have the name spelled right, is counsel to Verizon and can answer any things that I have left out. He also has with him Tom Mayer, who can also provide some of the technical details as needed if there's any comments from the audience. So that's the purpose of today's hearing, provided there's no adverse comments. Hopefully next town board meeting we'll be doing a resolution which will authorize the supervisor to execute this lease, and we'll proceed forward with Verizon.
Bob, who is our lawyer that's representing us?
Dan Barker from Smith Finkelstein.
Dan Barker. So, I'd just like to say that about 5 years ago, I asked the town board, which a few of us were on the town board at the time, to look at our leases with our water towers and our cell phone providers on the water towers, and convince the board to hire bench strength partners to analyze all the leases. And I have to say, on this one water tower, we'll be profiting $30,000 a year from having the cell service on that one tower, just by bench strength partners and Dan Barker of Smith Finkelstein doing a great job for the town of Riverhead. So I'd like to thank the both of them, thank the town board that agreed to hire bench strength partners to do the audit of all of our cell towers, because this is setting the stage and protecting the town in the future for all other cell tower companies that wish to enter into a lease agreement on our water towers. So, great job, and I think it's probably gonna end up the town will end up collecting another $150,000 a year by the time all these leases are renegotiated based on our water towers. So, thank you for all the work for the people involved and the town board that agreed to hire bench strength to analyze these leases. And our attorney, Dick Ehlers.
Thank you. Anybody else from the town board for comments? Would anybody from the public like to come up and address this public hearing? Okay.
Warren McKnight, Riverhead. Just a matter of curiosity, other townships like Smithtown, town of Brookhaven, and the various 5 towns, Huntington, what do you know what they charge Verizon and collect from Verizon on their cell towers?
They don't have their own water district. Their water
Suffolk
service is
County.
provided by
Does
Suffolk County Water
collect
Authority.
anything?
So,
Suffolk County collect anything? What do they get per tower?
I don't know what the average is per tower. We can look into that.
Thank you.
Seeing nobody else, I will close this public hearing, but leave it open for written comment until Friday, February 16th.
Good job.
At this time, I'd like to open the public hearing for the consideration of a proposal local law to amend Chapter 265 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Sewers. And Michael, okay. I'd like to call Michael Reichel up. He's our sewer superintendent to introduce the application.
Good afternoon. The purpose of today's public hearing is to consider an amendment to the Riverhead Town Code regarding the calculations of an appropriate sewer rent for properties outside of the sewer district that wish to be served by the district. The code currently provides a method to calculate the cost to in-district properties, but does not address the issue of out-of-district connections. In-district properties are charged a sewer ad valorem tax and a sewer rent. The tax is calculated on a per cost $1,000 of assessed value. Current tax is 51.4 cents. This means that a typical home of $50,000 assessed value pays $25.70 in sewer tax. In addition to the tax, a sewer rent is paid by the district's parcels, a 6.657 per 1,000 gallons of annual water usage. A typical home uses 100,000 gallons of water per year for a charge of $665.70 per year. The current town code provision details how the in-district rent is calculated, and this will not change except to include anticipated revenues from any permitted out-of-district connection as provided by this amendment to the town code. The general rule is that out-of-district connections are discretionary, with the town board as governing body of the sewer district. Out-of-district users cannot be charged the sewer tax. The intent of this code amendment is to fairly charge out-of-district users while acknowledging that the facilities of the Riverhead Sewer District have been paid for over time by parcels within the district, many of which have been served and charged since the district was founded in 1936. Also, out-of-district users may choose not to continue to use the district if an alternative is available in the future. It is important to balance the short-term needs of out-of-district users with the long-term commitment and expense of in-district taxpayers. The proposed code amendment requires the district engineers to evaluate the quantity and character of the effluent generated by a proposed out-of-district connection to determine the cost so that the user is charged the amount based on an annual flow. I would like to hand a letter to the town clerk for the record of this hearing prepared by Chris Weiss, an engineer with H2M, the engineers for the Riverhead Sewer District. This letter outlines the method by which the cost of treatment will be determined under this code amendment. Treatment standards would be the same as imposed by the New York State DEC on the Riverhead Sewer District. That cost is called the avoided cost, since the out-of-district user is avoiding this cost by having the effluent treated and disposed of by the Riverhead Sewer District. Essentially, the engineer will size a plant, determine the cost of construction, capitalize that cost on an annual basis, and add the annual cost of operation and maintenance. This annual cost will be billed quarterly in advance. Quarterly billing in advance is important since there is no mechanism to collect unpaid sewer rent for out-of-district users through the tax bill, which is the way all in-district users are charged. The Riverhead Treatment Plant is a state-of-the-art sewage treatment plant, which is expensive to build and expensive to operate. I would like to hand a copy of the total maximum daily load for nitrogen in the Peconic Estuary from 2007, which forms the scientific basis for the treatment levels imposed by the DEC on the Riverhead Sewer District. I would also like to hand the clerk copies of the financial documents entered into between the district and the Environmental Facilities Corporation detailing the fixed costs associated with the Riverhead Sewage Treatment Plant. This code amendment provides a fair way to charge all out-of-district users while providing the Riverhead Sewer District taxpayers with a stream of revenue that reflects the long-term investment of our taxpayers into the facilities of the Riverhead Sewer District. And I'll answer any questions if there are any.
Very well written.
Michael, does that fixed cost and that expense actually include the upgrade and the bond indebtedness to the, for the $24 million upgrade to the sewage treatment plant?
No, it's the cost of the out-of-district would be the cost of them being able to do the service themselves. It doesn't have to do with what our costs are. It's a calculation based on what it would cost if they were to do this themselves.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, we have a bond debt, Bill Rothar, what's our debt to this to the bond for the sewer district upgrade of 24 million a year.
It's 13.
It less the 8 million that the county gave us.
The new bond was 12.8 million, and what, tell you what the total was.
Well, that would be reflected in the rate that they would pay.
You know what, maybe, Michael will have, Mr. Ellis, do you want to get up and explain how the rate's calculated for an out-of-district?
I just want to know if out-of-district is helping pay that bond indebtedness.
Well, any revenue would help reduce our indebtedness, so it would be considered revenue.
Well, I'd like the answer from the
Okay.
sewer district superintendent and from the attorney from the sewer district as to whether or not they're paying back the indebtedness to the same rate of the usage as the rest of the taxpayers within the district.
Michael, I think Mr. Ellis can tell the calculation.
What might have been just a little confusing, the exhibit that Michael was introducing, are the bond indebtedness exhibits from that refinancing to pay for the plan. And the purpose of putting those in the hearing is to show the commitment of the resident ratepayers to pay for the existing facility. The calculation that will be made of the hypothetical plant and the avoided cost is going to be a very significant number. And so it was important, we believed, to show the significant financial commitment made by the Riverhead residents. So the answer is yes, they will be paying. Every dollar that the out-of-district user pays is one less dollar the in-district people pay, and that will go to pay the indebtedness as well as the other operation and maintenance expenses.
But are they paying the same percentage and the same proportionate
They'll-
rate as the
they'll-
payers within the
they'll pay
district?
more.
They'll pay more. Okay, thank you.
Any other comments from the town board?
Good answer. I have no more questions.
Is anybody from the public that would like to come up and comment on the public hearing? No? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing, but again, leave it open for written comment until Friday, February 16th.
Good job, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Nice shirt.
Thank you.
Nice shirt.
You read a good letter on it, I think you wrote it.
Oh, for what?
CB. That's the answer
That's
I
what it
wanted.
should be.
Especially if they're out of district.
Stay and I have to close
We don't want to make it real so prohibitive.
and go into the CDA. Right? Yep. All right, can I have a first and second to close the town board hearing and then open up the community development?
I'll make a motion, we close the regular town board meeting and open up the community development agency.
Second?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
The CDA meeting is now opened.
Okay, so we'll turn it over to Dawn Thomas, our CDA director.
Good afternoon. We have for you today resolution number 3, CDA resolution number 3, which is titled "A Resolution Calling a Public Hearing on the Community Development Agency's Designation of Calverton Aviation and Technology LLC, a joint venture to be formed by Illuminati Aerospace LLC and 555 Real Estate 1 LLC as a qualified and eligible sponsor for the purchase and development of approximately 1,643 plus or minus acres located within the premises known as Enterprise Park at Calverton, EPCAL, consistent with the goals and objectives of the Planned Development Zoning District adopted on August 16, 2016, the Town of Riverhead Comprehensive Master Plan as amended on August 2, 2016, and the Town of Riverhead Calverton Enterprise Park Urban Renewal Plan as amended on August 2nd, 2016.
So
Thank you.
moved.
Just before I did, because I didn't open it for public comment, is there anybody in the public that would like to comment on Resolution 3 from the Community Development Agency before? Sorry, Dawn.
Still moving.
John McAuliffe from Riverhead, from the Coalition Against EPCAL Housing. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
As you know from the last meeting, it had been our hope that you simply would have thrown out this whole nonsense without having to take the time for the hearing. And in a way, we wish that you had found favorable the effort by S-Power to have that happen so that it was no longer going to occupy the time and energy of the town. We hope that after a fair hearing that there will be a conclusion that this is a project that should not go forward in its current form. I finally want to draw attention, you probably saw the article about why Mr. Castamatidis did not proceed with his arrangement with Luminati. I hope that the board will invite him or his representative to further discuss that during the qualified and eligible hearing, so that you have the perspective of a business person who did due diligence and decided that due diligence did not involve a partnership with Luminati. Finally, we will participate in the Q&E with questions and hope that we can contribute to resolution of this problem, and just wish it wasn't still in front of all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. And we look forward to public comment on the 27th at 7 p.m. It will be a special meeting. It's not on our regularly scheduled date, so that we can devote the whole meeting to the qualified and eligible hearing.
There will be drinks. I'll move the resolution. So
And a second to close the CDA hearing?
we'd have to vote on the resolution.
Oh, sorry.
I moved it.
So,
Was I
a
the
second? Anybody?
Seconded?
Second.
All right, moved and seconded, vote please.
Ken, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Kent?
Look at it.
I want to say that this is a great opportunity for all of the concerned citizens such as John to come out loaded with their questions, and I hope to have a big turnout, and I vote yes.
Hubbard?
Yes.
Giglio?
The letter of intent is not in conformance with the contract. I voted no for the contract, and I'm voting no to move forward on the qualified and eligible.
Wooten?
Yes.
Jen Smith?
Yes.
The resolution was adopted.
I move we close the CDA meeting and reopen the town board meeting. So move.
Second for that?
Vote?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent?
Yes.
Hubbard?
Yes.
Giglio?
Yes.
Wooten?
Yes.
Jen Smith?
Yes.
And the meeting is closed.
Thank you very much.
Okay, do we want to take comments on the?
Yep, so at this point, I ask anybody who would like to comment on the resolutions before us to please step forward.
Sal Mastropolo, Calverton. Resolution 70, the next to the last resolved. Was it by design that the audit is for 2017 and 19 and not 2017 and 18?
No, it should be 2018.
Thank you.
What are we looking at?
Resolutions,
Resolution number 70.
The last resolved, okay. 18.
It should be 17 and 18, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Resolution 79. My question is, who did this work in the past, and why is it a full-time position? This is a new employee to the town, right?
Yes, because previously there was a full-time deputy supervisor in the town, as well as a executive assistant, I think was the other title, and in the past had been 2 legislative secretaries, so it's changes of titles.
Okay, so we will not be filling the deputy supervisor's
We
position?
will be filling the deputy supervisor, but it will not be filled at this meeting.
And it will be an unpaid position, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Well, wait a minute. I asked the question, is this an additional
No,
employee?
this is a new one.
And your answer was that in the past, we had a deputy supervisor, which implied that the deputy supervisor did the work that this person's going to do now.
Right,
But
but
now
it-
you just finished saying,
The
that-
deputy supervisor was a title of the role of, I believe it was executive assistant. So Jill is an executive assistant with the duties of a deputy supervisor. So it was, the title of the deputy supervisor can be where they just fill in if the supervisor is not available to run a meeting. So it will not be another paid position in this office.
But we do have a
You
budget
can-
officer in the town in the accounting office. That's a union position.
There's
are
been
you
4.
saying, Are you saying now that we're going to have a union person as well as
No,
a town budget officer?
no, we are
You're
not.
saying no, and she's shaking her head yes.
But this is not a union position. This is a non-union position in the supervisor's office.
But we do have a budget officer that's a union employee.
So why do we need a town budget officer, non-union position in the supervisor's office? Who
I'm
did
just-
that work in the past, and why are we hiring an additional person in the town?
It's
We
not
had
hiring
nobody
an additional
doing it in
person,
the-
it's a change of title.
To-
And
From
I
what
just-
to what?
From administrative, I think it's an administrative assistant to deputy, the budget officer.
So then you're only going to be filling one administrative assistant.
It'll
In
be
the
the same,
supervisor's
it'll be the same
office.
number, currently there are two full-time, there's an executive assistant, a deputy supervisor when Sean was here, and there was a legislative secretary in the supervisor's office. And I think the total budget for the whole thing was $493,000. So what I've done in my office is I've switched titles around, and my budget comes in at $435,000 for the same amount of manpower, womanpower, work hours, to continue with the same job description that was currently happening in the office. But because I'm not taking the deputy supervisor coming out that title, I'm not carrying that title in my office to fill the work hours of completing the work to maintain to what needs to be done in the town, I have switched the title on that.
So it's not a net add of one person?
Correct.
It is, the salaries are more than what was proposed in the budget.
No,
for
the salaries are less.
2018 salaries, but when you carry out the benefits at the end, her employees are not taking the benefits, but that's not to say that tomorrow they won't take the benefits.
Even
But
if-
right now, it is less, because none of her employees in the supervisor's office, her 4 employees, where we had 3 before, now she has 4 employees, they're not taking the benefits. But if all of them did decide to take the benefits tomorrow, they would only be paying 15%, where previous employees were required to pay 25%. And we don't know, and that could change at any time, where her employees at any time in the office can say, we want the benefits.
But they would still be paying, the overall line item, the budget item for my office would still be less.
To answer your question,
If all of them took the
instead of all
benefits,
that,
family
Yeah.
benefits.
Smoke and mirrors.
it's in lieu of. This budget office is taking the place of a position that's not gonna be refilled. It's taking Jill's
Okay,
slot.
so it's
The
not an
bottom line
additional head.
is-
Right,
It's
it's not
costing
additional
us
manpower,
less.
it's in lieu of,
I also have
in lieu of Jill, it's.
the schedule if you'd like to see it.
Okay. All right, Resolution 80. I brought this up in the past, and every time I read it, it seems to contradict, one line contradicts another. On the second page,
In all fairness, it was written by a lawyer.
under 3B, okay? Personal leave may not be accumulated, and I underline that, and must be used within the calendar year earned, period. If you go down 2 lines, it says, except that unused personal days at the end of each year shall be converted to sick time, okay? So now you've converted what wasn't used to sick time, and then I go to the next page on the sick.
I think that's in the same year. So if you don't have enough sick time in the year, you can use your personal days as a sick day.
That's fine. But if you go to the next page on the sick leave, under number 2, it says Carol or his or her legal representative upon retirement or severance is entitled to cash payments for accumulated sick leave. So in one case, you say you can't convert, you must use personal time, except that you can convert it to sick time. And then in another place, it says you can get paid for your unused sick time when you retire. So you're contradicting.
I think one refers
That's
to
two separate things.
hours of work. So if you have, 5 sick days and you're out 7 in a year, you can use 2 of your personal days as your sick time, as your hours of work, and then the other one refers to payments.
Okay, here's my question. Okay, I understand what you're saying, that it makes it convenient if you don't have enough sick time, you can use the personal time converted. My concern is, if you have somebody that doesn't take any personal time every year.
They
for
lose it at
20
the end of each year.
No, they don't, because they convert it to sick time, okay? And then the sick time carries from that point forward to the day they retire, and then they get paid for all their unused sick time.
Okay, Bob, is that your understanding of this contract?
That's my understanding of the contract, yeah.
So that they
I
can
think
convert
that's-
over their sick time?
They can.
convert over their personal time and carry it forward?
Right.
Then why
Sick
does it
time
say may
carried
not be
over.
accumulated and must
Thank
be
you.
used within the calendar year? On page,
Personal time can't,
right, and that's
But
what we're
unused-
referring to, is the personal time
Right.
They
cannot
don't
be
use it,
carried
it
over
converts
each.
to sick time.
but unused personal goes to sick time, and sick time can be accrued and
Correct.
carried over
That's
and
my
paid out.
understanding.
Okay, we can strike that, I have no problem with that. When
Well, I
personal
think-
leave may not be accumulated and must be used within the calendar year earned.
I don't know
Period.
any
We
contract
can,
in the
we can
town.
strike that.
Well, okay, that's this contract, but every other contract has the same words in it. So you have to go back and look at everybody else and strike it in everybody's contract, okay? It's either you can carry it over or you can't carry it over. And if you convert it, nobody's keeping track of sick time and saying, well, 18 of the 40 days of sick time that he's carrying is converted personal time, so therefore they can't buy it, they can't sell it at the end of their stint with the town.
I agree with you, but that wasn't my understanding. So Bob, the understanding is personal time can be converted over to sick time and carried forward year to year? Because it says right
Well,
here.
once it's converted to sick time, it goes into that
So-
sick time accrual,
So at the end of every year, your personal time could be carried,
correct? I mean,
yes.
the way I understand it is you have five personal days to use per year. If you fail to use three of those
Thought so.
personal days get converted to sick time and become
I
part
have
of
no
your sick time
problem.
accrual.
Correct. I have no problem.
I didn't think that was the understanding.
And then the
That's
sick
the-
time
that's the way-
accruals, if
that's
they
the
don't
way
take the
it's-
sick time, then they get it
That's
when
the way
they
all the
retire.
time. I have no problem with
Correct.
any of that.
In the year you earn the personal time,
Mhm.
you can take personal time, but if you leave that year, you don't get paid for it.
Right.
At the end of the year, whatever you haven't used in personal will convert to sick.
Right.
So if the following year you leave and you haven't used that year's personal time, you lose that, but what's
Right.
converted to sick, you get paid out for.
So you can only ever accumulate 5 days of personal time to be paid out when you leave?
You can only if you don't use them. You
No.
would, you would
You
roll
could
it into the next year,
accumulate
so.
them year to year, and then the year you leave, you can't take what you were
Right.
given just for that year.
Correct.
So if you're here for
All the
3
prior
years
carry
and
over as
you
sick time.
and you haven't used any personal time, that rolls over into the next year. The last year's worth of personal time, when you leave, has to be used or you lose that. The other 2 years that rolled over will have been converted to sick, of which you could buy back
Right.
when you retire.
So we're gonna
That's
strike that
all the contracts.
section of the contract going
I
forward?
I have
that
no
says
problem striking that from this.
Striking the fact that the personal time can be converted to sick time.
That's up to you
Right,
guys.
personal time, you get 5 days personal time within a year, you use it or you lose it. I
That's
have no
the,
problem.
that's the way it should read. You use it or you lose it.
We
Okay.
used them in teaching, we used them or we lost them.
You know what, I admire our supervisor because she is going to be looking at the department head contracts, and there's a lot of flaws in the contracts, and,
I don't wanna force
and
employee
contracts
not
that
to
I
use
voted on in the past that, you know what, I'll support her in the changes that she wants to make in contracts going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have no problem with the way it's written now.
Well, you're right, Laura.
Yeah, I mean, personal time is meant for.
John,
use
sorry,
if
you have
needed.
to, you can't come into work tomorrow, you have to take the personal.
He was sick yesterday. You're not allowed to be sick anymore, we needed
We're not gonna
you.
reward you for being a good employee and not taking it.
No more sick days.
What?
I told him many times he was working.
I know. he
All right,
was.
seeing
Me too.
nobody else come up, we'll move on to resolutions.
Resolution 69. Okay, anybody?
Old Orchard at Bating Hollow Water Capital Project number 30131, budget adjustment. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 70.
Awards RFP for audit services for the Community Preservation Fund for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
As amended.
Yes.
As amended?
Yes, as amended for year 2018.
Oh, yes, sorry, yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes, as amended.
It's
Wooten.
2017 through 19, that's what that meant. So if you're adding 18, then that's correct, 17.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, so
Through 19.
so let's just start that one again.
Yes.
start from the beginning.
So it's just award RFP for audit services for the Community Preservation Fund for the town of Riverhead, amended to read for fiscal years 2017 through 2019. So can I have a first?
So moved. First.
Seconded?
Seconded?
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 71.
General fund budget adjustments. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
I don't know how the police are gonna have fuel for their cars at the end of the year, so I'm voting no, because we're taking 69,000 out of that. No.
Wooten.
We're gonna ride the dogs. Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 72.
Authorizes town clerk to publish and post public notice to consider a local law to amend Chapter 101 entitled General Provisions of the Riverhead Town Code. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yeah, this was something that we started to work on many years ago. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken.
No, this is the fiscal impact
Yes,
statement.
and I think it's a great idea, and I think that we should start with the parking district. Yes.
Wooten.
Yes to the public hearing.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 73.
Authorizes town clerk to post and publish the attached notice to bidders for the annual construction contract. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 74.
Authorizes town clerk to post and publish the attached notice to bidders for the annual procurement contract. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 75.
Ratifies the approval of a leave or absence for military reasons for a police department employee. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 76.
This ratifies the appointment of an intern to the police department. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 77.
Amends resolution number 3. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution.
Just want to make a comment. This was a salary adjustment, when the salaries were done in January. Somebody had changed positions mid-year and it wasn't included, so it's just an amendment.
Resolution 78.
Accepts the retirement of a clerk typist. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yeah, Pam Cartwright's retiring after, I don't know,
38.
20
plus.
years, yeah.
38
30-plus years at the police department. She's been a great worker over there, done a great job for many years, and we're going to miss her, and good luck to her in her retirement.
Giglio.
The glue of the office staff in the police department and the morale booster, and we will miss her sincerely. Yes.
Wooten.
From working with her, yes, she was all of that. 38 years. So moved. I'll second, and yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes, and thank you to Pamela.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 79.
Authorizes the establishment of the position of town budget officer. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
I think he should be paying 25% of his benefits like the other appointed officials. I'm gonna vote no.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 80.
Is that me?
Yeah.
What is it? Holy mackerel. Setting terms and conditions of employment for Brian Carroll, town budget officer to the supervisor.
As
As amended.
As amended for 3B.
All right, as amended to 3B.
I'll second as amended.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
I don't agree with the amendment, so I'm going to vote no.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 81.
Terminates the employment of the deputy town supervisor, Jill Lewis. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
I'd like to take a moment to publicly thank Jill Lewis for her many years of service. She was hardworking, knowledgeable, always helpful with constituents and with us, and she was also willing to provide a little levity when needed. We will miss her. I vote yes.
Hubbard.
Totally agree. She is extremely helpful in my 2 years that I've been here. Very knowledgeable, very smart person. Did a great job, I think, and was very well, was good with bipartisanship, and just an overall good person. So I'm sad to see her go, but yes.
Very,
Giglio.
very dedicated employee and loves the town of Riverhead as much as I do. And we'll be sorry to see her go, as I'm sure a lot of residents will be, and business owners in town. And I know she'll be successful in her next career. Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes, and we wish her well in her new endeavors.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 82.
Appoints a building permits examiner. So moved.
Second it.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 83.
Assumes lead agency for amendments to local law, Chapter 301 zoning and land development, commercial solar energy production systems, and issues a negative declaration pursuant to SECRA. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 84.
This adopts a local law to amend Chapter 301 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Zoning and Land Development, Article 52, Commercial Solar Energy Production Systems of Riverhead Town Code. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Well, as we move towards more renewable energy, I'm pleased that we have this resolution, which sets guidelines such as the setback and screening and other important elements, so I vote yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Thank you, Jefferson Murphy, for working very closely with me on this. I think it's definitely an improvement to our solar code and energy code. I'll vote yes.
Wooten.
I vote yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 85.
Authorization to publish advertisement for auto and truck repairs for 2018 and 19 for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Saying it looks like there's a date that didn't make sense.
Oh.
February 5th. I don't think that's the correct date.
What is,
Yeah.
correct?
which one is this one?
And the one we just voted on?
Yep.
It
says February
That should
5th.
be February 15th, I
Should
believe.
say February 15th.
All right, Diane, how do we do this then?
We had to
Call
just,
it.
Just recall it?
Yeah, you did. I don't know why it's.
Came out February 5th. The second page is correct for the notice of bidders, but
It was just,
So
Wouldn't be the
Diane-
first time it's
Diane
happened,
just-
John.
Diane, do I just read it as amended and do a vote again?
What do we do?
we
I
rescind
would-
it and recall it.
I would
Let's let
recall,
Bob
I would
decide.
recall it because we haven't gone on to the next resolution. I would ask that the
Okay.
85 be recalled to make that amendment in the first resolve.
And do we do a first, second, and vote?
Yes.
You like the whole thing?
Okay, can I get a first?
so moved?
I'll second.
Second.
Okay, first and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
As amended to February 15th, 2018. Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 86.
But we didn't have to recall that and re-vote on that? We should. So I'm just gonna re-clear. So we're up to, so Jody, it would be your vote to recall it, and then we'll recall the amendment. So are you okay, a vote yes, recall?
Yes.
Okay.
Resolution number 85, we're recalling resolution number 85 with the authorization to publish advertisement for auto and truck repairs 2018-19 for the town of Riverhead with an amendment that the public,
No, you have to finish the whole recall, vote on that, and then redo it. So, yep, no, so it's just Jim and then myself, we're both on that, and then redo it. So we're good to recall it now?
Okay.
I thought we did that, and now we're voting on the
We
resolution.
voted, it was going to be recalled and then voted upon.
Right, so we didn't finish the recall, we didn't finish the recall.
you
So
guys
the
gotta
recall
do
is,
the
the recall is done, that, Bob, yes or no?
We
Do we
haven't
know?
had a entire vote on that.
That's what I'm saying, so-
Right. You didn't complete the vote.
Okay, I'm gonna start again, okay?
Why don't
I'm
you-
doing,
just
can
make
I have
sure
a
it's
first
clear.
and second to recall resolution number 35, authorization to publish advertising for auto and truck repairs 2018-19 for the town of Riverhead?
So moved.
I second. First and second, and vote, please.
This is only on the recall.
This is the recall, so
Right.
Catherine,
Recall
this is
for
the
resolution.
recall.
So this is just a
Bring it
recall.
back
Yes.
up for another vote.
Okay, so
I
we're
vote
voting.
yes.
Roll call.
I vote yes to the recall.
Okay,
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes for the recall of resolution number 85.
Wooten,
I don't know anymore.
just say yes.
Say yes.
yes, Jen Smith.
Yes,
Resolution 85 is recalled?
yes.
Say
They
yes.
Okay.
have it in front of you,
Okay,
you can vote on it.
now,
Okay.
okay,
With the
now,
amendment.
now, authorization to publish advertising for auto and truck repairs 2018-19 for the town of Riverhead as amended. Can I have a first,
So moved.
second?
Second.
Second.
Moved
as
and
amended.
seconded, vote please.
This is for the vote. Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes, as amended to have the public notice on February 15th, 2018 in the issue of the News Review. Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Now the resolution is adopted.
Thank
Okay,
Now watch we get no bidders.
Yay.
let's move on from 85. 86,
Authorization to publish advertisement for automotive parts 2018 to 2019 for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
Seconded.
First and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 87.
Authorization to publish advertisement for bid of Ford automotive replacement parts for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 88.
88 extends a bid contract non-pro-tunc for fertilizer and lawn chemicals. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 89.
It says 57, huh?
Yeah, that's an attachment to, it's
okay.
just like backup information.
God,
Okay.
we did that at work.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
Throw a little curveball in there. I like it.
Resolution 89, authorization to publish advertisement for work clothes for the town of Riverhead. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 90.
Order establishing extension to Riverhead Sewer District to serve 780 Old Country Road, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 30600-82-03-17. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
I lost my place. Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
As stated at the public hearing by the applicant and by the sewer district, this parcel will become part of the Riverhead Sewer District, and we are extending the boundary to encompass this parcel, yes.
Wooten,
Love to have their flow. Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 91.
Appoints representative to the Peconic Bay Region Community Preservation Fund Advisory Opinion Bureau. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 92.
Who's dropping down?
Oh, look at that. We left some.
Authorizes renewal of license agreement.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent,
Yes.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 93.
Resolution 93, and how can I thank the bid enough for this great project they brought to downtown Riverhead? So, authorizes the co-sponsorship of a Live on 25 Street Festival on Thursday nights, July 5th, mark your calendar, 12th, 26th, and August 9th, with rain date of August 23rd at 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. with the Riverhead Business Improvement District Management Association Incorporated along Main Street between Griffin Avenue and Union Avenue. Authorizes supervisor to execute a license agreement with designated craft food vendors, alcohol vendors, and other parties. Suspends enforcement of Riverhead Town Code Section 205-3, public consumption and open possession of an alcoholic beverage, as solely limited to the aforementioned dates time and place of the Alive on 25 Street Festival. And
Take a breath.
so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
I think these were a grand success, so I vote a resounding yes.
Hubbard.
Just to notify you that July 5th, the first Alive on 25 will be done in conjunction with the town fireworks. So it's going to be a super special night on July 5th. And these dates are just a little bit different than how they were last year, but they had to be set up in conjunction with Patchogue with the alternating dates. So we're looking for a great summer, and Diane and the bid, what a great job you guys have done with this. So we're looking forward to another year of it. Thank you. Yes. Perfect night for that.
So that's
Yeah, we're
a
looking
yes.
forward
So
to
he
summer.
voted yes.
Yes, I voted yes.
And I barely
That was a
recognized
giggly,
you without your
long-winded yes.
snowman costumes on, but I will vote yes.
Okay.
tell from all the way over there.
So you already voted? Yeah?
Yes.
Woman.
I think we've already been there, I think. Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 94.
This is you.
Authorizes town clerk to publish and post a public notice for a local law to consider amendments to Chapter 255 entitled Parades, Assemblies, and Special Events of the Riverhead Town Code, Chapter 255-10, conditions for granting permits. So moved.
Seconded,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
An improvement to our code, yes.
Wooten.
Yes in public hearing.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 95.
Authorizes the town of Riverhead to participate in Suffolk County Shared Services Initiatives, Suffolk Share. So moved,
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
yes.
Hubbard.
This is going to allow us to use shared services with the county and other agencies. It's going to allow us to procure and bid on items under larger bidding contracts. So the whole purpose behind this really is to save the town money, and I think this is a great idea, and I'm very happy we're getting involved in it, so yes.
Giglio.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna save the town money, and I know that the supervisor will be diligent in making sure that we pursue these shared services or shared costs for toners, paper, things of that nature. When it comes to the shared services, as it reads in the state law, that won't be taking work away from our union employees. And I just hope that any moves towards saving the taxpayers' money will be brought to the town board. And I think this should have been discussed at work session for a big rah-rah for our new supervisor for moving it forward. So I'll vote yes.
Wooten.
Well, we can do the rah-rahs. I think that,
Oh, Jim,
I think this is a good start. I wish it was more on the state level, and get the county out. I mean, I think we should be on state level, would be even better, but it's a good start. And I think it's a good way to,
It's in the right direction.
really stream down spending, so I definitely agree with it, yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes, and also there is actually, at the state level, there's an added benefit that there's a one-for-one match in this first year for any savings that we realize, and also for the following year. So,
Good.
not only would we be saving just by buying more in bulk and sharing the cost of things, but also for a reimbursement that can come back from the state. So it's a good start for us, so.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 96.
96, offers support to New York State Legislature to amend Chapter 399 of the laws of 2008 relating to giving the Riverhead Town Board the discretion to change speed limits. Senate Bill S. 2626 and Assembly Bill A. 6184. So moved.
Second,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
we are gonna keep trying. I don't know why the state wants to regulate our roads and what the speed limits are, but we are gonna keep sending this up year after year. Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 97.
Offers support to New York State Legislature to amend the general municipal law in relation to the creation of the Peconic Bay Regional Transportation Council, Senate Bill number S. 3225, Assembly Bill A. 2671. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Absolutely yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 98.
Ratifies the appointment of an interpreter for the Police Department and Justice Court. So moved.
Seconded,
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith. adopted. Resolution 99.
C.
Authorizes the supervisor to execute the application and agreement with the County of Suffolk for FY 2018 funding of JAB Youth Counseling Program. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 100.
Up to 100 already, huh?
Yeah,
You go.
time goes fast, right?
Oh, is it me?
It is.
Well, I'm reading. This authorizes the town clerk to publish and post public notice to consider a local law to amend Chapter 289 entitled Vehicles, Traffic, and Parking Regulations, Part 1 thereof entitled Vehicles and Traffic of the Town Code. So moved. There it is. I just got it. Hello?
You want a second, Kathy?
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
This is just some clarification. We had some fines changed and some language changed so that we will be able to, when the tickets are issued, we will be able to enforce them. So it was a lot of good work done by the town to get this through. So yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 101.
Awards bid installation of water mains and appurtenances, water distribution system improvements, items LSA and LSB Riverhead Water District. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 102.
2018 Miamog Park budget adoption. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 103.
2018 Veterans Park budget adoption. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 104.
Authorizes the supervisor to issue a letter to the Suffolk County Department of Health Services allowing the use of Pine Barren credits that originated from property located in Riverhead for the Center Reach Mall Associates 605 LLC. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded.
And there's one change. In the second whereas on the fourth sentence, the certificate number, which is certificate 600-145,
Can't be.
that should now be 600-146. A new certificate was issued by the Pine Barrens Clearinghouse, and it's directly to the Center Regional Associates 605 LLC, and council provided that today by email.
So it's, so the correction is
So there should be-
certificates 146 instead of 145?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so moved as submitted.
Seconded.
First and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes, as amended.
Giglio.
This is transferring development rights from Boy Scout camp over to Center Reach. Yes.
Dun, oh, I have done.
That's okay.
Wooten.
Well, Dunleavy will vote yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Chances are.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 105.
Pay the bills. So moved.
I guess I'll
Only-
second it.
Mine's been horrible.
First and seconded, vote please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
At this point, I'd ask anyone who would like to come up and address the board, and I ask you to please limit your comments to 5 minutes. Anybody would like to come up?
Harriet Hans wants to address the board.
Okay.
We'll wait. I love this thing.
Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Well, welcome aboard, Laura Jen Smith. I was listening the other day, Jody, when you were speaking on the radio, and you were speaking about Illuminati and everything, and you were saying that there's all these problems and everything. You know, I sympathize with this. Any new supervisor that comes in, no matter who it is, you inherit a problem that somebody caused or a group of people caused before you even got in there. You inherit a problem that somebody caused before you got in. Sean inherited a problem before he got in. somebody inherited a problem before he got in. Cardinelli inherited the worst problem. He came in 2008 when we had the recession, and then he was blamed because all the stores closed. A Riverhead supervisor, he was blamed for a national recession. So I understand that the job is very difficult because you're inheriting all these problems that you didn't cause, and you come in and what are you going to do about this problem and that problem? And someday when there's another supervisor, they'll inherit who knows what else and who else and anything else. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I've sung at these board meetings for years, and the way I looked at it, if you wanted to stay home and see a concert, you could stay home and watch Anne Murray, or you could watch Celine Dion and be entertained for hours. That's not for here. I appreciate the seriousness of the board meeting. Now, maybe you feel that singing has no place of a board meeting. I sort of felt that it gave it some feeling of lightness, that even though we were discussing all these serious problems and all these issues, that there was something light that was going on. And then we had dogs here that sometimes came on, a dog to be adopted. And my favorite time was once I was in the middle of a song and a little boy ran up here. The kid must have been about 4 years old. The little kid ran up. I was in the middle of the song and his brother came up and he said, "No, no, no," and he wanted to push his brother away. And I looked at him and I said, "You stay here. I have a song for you." And then he started crying and laughing and pulling. I think he was interested in the little toy I brought there. But anyway, I think that people saw that much more than my singing, or much more than anything, because when I saw it on television, I started laughing, and I think that little boy enjoyed it. So, whether I sing here again or not in the future is up to you. I hope I can sing. I enjoyed it. I appreciate all the singing that I did here for all these years. But in any case, good luck to you, and good luck to Catherine Kent, and good luck to everybody. And, you know, and there's a lot of good things in this town. And those things are usually not discussed at meetings because everybody brings up the bad things. Nobody brings up the good things, such as the Riverhead Library, such as, we could bring up a lot of things, but there's a lot of good things
in this
too.
town. You're one of them, Harriet.
And if it makes you feel better, Harriet, I've been here 10 years, and there were some problems when I came in, but I plan to leave a hell of a lot more when I leave.
Thank you for your positive comments. As far as the singing, I get enough of Jim singing in the hallway.
That's right.
Oh, you get enough of his singing. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Harriet.
Thank you,
We'll see you in
Harriet.
July for our 4th of July songs, right?
Okay.
Very
Okay.
good, thank you.
Warren McKnight of Riverhead again. Harriet has been singing here for 10 years, and and what we've done, what I've done in the past, and with the Supervisor Cardinelli and Supervisor Walter, is always checked how busy the agenda was, and we always move things forward. And basically, that's it. But I do have a message for the new members of the town board and for the members who have been sitting a long time. One is, I was told about, they heard so many people that about the invocation was a question of being brought up. And being a community outreach worker many years, and also being a street musician, and being a member of this community, I found out one of the most important things about having invocations here and everything else, it preaches brotherhood and sisterhood and understanding. In our town, it is diversity. We have a mosque across the street from the school that's being built. Out on the old Grange, we have Buddhists that meet there, and we have various other religions here. And The only thing I was, it's, when I read guests, is that an oversight, or there was no guest invited?
There wasn't a guest for this week.
There wasn't?
There was not, no.
According to the Methodist minister down the street, he was a guest.
Well, we,
No.
no, we do an invocation. We still do the invocation. It's just not on the agenda.
Well,
It used to be printed on the agenda, good recognition of who the person was and what church they were from. But it's no longer.
So
on the-
why,
I can't answer that question.
well,
Why it's
well,
not there
isn't
anymore?
that, he was affronted. I asked him. So I'd like you to take note of that.
We will,
in
thank you.
in the future. And also, when I did approach your assistant, John
Marafino.
Pavino, and he said he'd get back to me, I had to call several times. And then I wanted, a particular answer and everything else. He pushed it off and everything else, till finally I had to seek out other members of the town board. So I'm glad Harriet is slated to sing on July 3rd, and I will check with John and the staff there to see if it's going to be a busy agenda then, and then we'll, of course, beg it. Also, around the season of Hanukkah, Christmas, and Kwanzaa, I think it's very important that we celebrate this in our community, to celebrate diversity, tolerance, brotherhood, and sisterhood. I wish you two members good luck, and I want to thank the other members for making Harriet, and the two former supervisors for making Harriet feel welcome in this town. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Warren.
Harriet, before we go, do you have a song for today?
Hum us a tune.
Did you by any chance have something prepared for Valentine's Day? I'm going to just ask the board if we
I
can just
know,
sit tight for a minute.
Mario, you guys are looking forward to it, right? You've been here for Harriet songs before, haven't you? Grace and Barbara.
Can I just have a first and second to close the town board meeting, and then we can listen to Harriet?
Just want to say one thing?
Sure.
Excuse me, Harry, just give me a second.
He wants to sing a duet with you.
How you doing? My name is Joe Montalbano, and I'm a Riverhead resident, and I just wanted to say that I'm excited to move forward with Riverhead and the board, and I'm excited to work with each and every one of you and to make a Riverhead a much better place to live and to be a better place for working families. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I just have a first and second to close the town board meeting, and then we'll have Harriet sing?
Sure.
Okay.
I make a motion, we close the town board meeting.
Seconded.
Vote, please.
Kent.
Yes.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Jen Smith.
Yes.
The town board meeting is now closed.
Harriet, would you like to sing a song?
Yes, let's hear it.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. And have a good Valentine's Day, and I hope everybody enjoyed the meeting. Why this feeling? Why this glow? Why the thrill when you say hello? It's a strange and tender magic you do, Mr. Wonderful, that you. Why this trembling when you speak? Why this joy when you touch my cheek? I must tell you what my heart knows is true, Mr. Wonderful, that you. And why this longing to know your charms, to spend forever here in your arms? There is much more I could say, but the words keep slipping away, and I'm left with then I'm through. Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Wonderful, Mr. Wonderful, I love you.
Thank you. Thank you, Harry. Thank you for singing to me. I appreciate it.